Today I'm going to teach you how growing readers justify in Miss Daniel's Language Arts class. The first thing you need to know is justify means to explain. That's the definition of that word. So you will explain the best answers as you solve. Let's look at how you know to do that. You will only justify the questions you missed from your post-test. Your Mastery Connect score report will show you exactly which questions you miss. If it looks a lot like this example here, it means you got the question right. So you can see this student did not miss number 2. The answer is there, the question is there. But this student did miss number 6. I know that because it's red, and the best answer is in parentheses here. So notice the difference. So this student would not justify every question, but instead this student would justify question 4 because they missed it, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 16. So we only justify the questions we miss. Now that you understand your Mastery Connect score report, let's get to how we justify. The first thing we're going to do is you will be using a copy of the test with the best answers provided. So you will not be resolving these. I'm giving you the best answer. It is your job to explain why they are the best answer. So I'm going to be modeling today using a couple of questions from this test. I'm going to start with number 9. Number 9 from your test says, Part A. At the beginning of the story, what are TJ's feelings about baseball? Well, the best answer says he feels doubtful. So it's my job to prove how I know B, he feels doubtful, is the best answer. In order to prove this, I have to go back to the text. And based on this question, I need to go to the beginning of the story, where TJ is feeling a certain way about baseball. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to look for evidence to prove how I know TJ feels doubtful. Now as I go back to the text, I'm noticing at the very beginning, it says, and I've highlighted it in blue so that you can see where I am, when he finally gets a chance to pitch, every batter hits his pitches and TJ begins to doubt himself. Whoa! Now I'm also seeing here, it says in paragraph 1, after the White Sox game, TJ did not practice his pitch for several days. The Pirates won another game to keep pace with the Cardinals, but TJ stayed at second base and felt that somehow his dreams of pitching in a real game had disappeared. Whoa, I think this is more evidence to prove he's doubting himself. So now I need to use this to explain what makes that the best answer for the question I'm trying to justify. So now on my graphic organizer, when I justify, I'm going to write the question number from the test. Looking back, this was question number 9. So I'm going to write question number 9. According to my answers on my test, I see that it says here, the best answer is B, he feels doubtful. So I'm going to write that on my graphic organizer here, B. And now I'm going to explain using this sentence starter. The answer is blank because. Now I already know the answer is B, he feels doubtful. So I need to add that to my graphic organizer. On my graphic organizer, I have used the sentence starter to write the answer is B because, and now I need to prove it with text evidence. So as I'm going back to look at my highlights, I'm noticing it says in paragraph 1, but TJ stayed at second base and felt that somehow his dreams of pitching in a real game had disappeared. I'm also going to notice that italicized part, TJ begins to doubt himself. As I think about both of these, I think I'm going to use the one that is the strongest, which is TJ begins to doubt himself in my justification, because it actually uses the same word found in answer choice B. So now I'm going to add that. The answer is B because, and I'm going to actually put quotation marks around what I'm writing because it's coming straight from the text. So because, and then I'm copying it straight from the text. TJ begins to doubt himself. period, end quote. So notice I have number 9's correct answer, B. The answer is B because TJ begins to doubt himself. Now this is my evidence. My evidence proves the best answer, B. So now let's go back to that question that we're trying to solve, number 9. Which of the following, at the beginning of the story, what are TJ's feelings about baseball? He feels doubtful. So now I have the answer is B because TJ begins to doubt himself. Now I need to explain how that proves what he's feeling. So I'm going to add that to my answer or my justification. The answer is B because TJ begins to doubt himself. I'm going to make my justification match what the question asks, which is, how did he feel about baseball? So the answer is B because TJ begins to doubt himself proves how TJ feels about baseball. So now let's read my entire justification. I'm proving the best answer to number 9, B, that TJ feels doubtful. The answer is B because TJ begins to doubt himself proves how TJ feels about baseball. So I've gone back to the text, I've given the best answer, and I've given evidence to support the best answer. Now remember, I'm providing the best answers. It is your job to explain or justify what makes that the best answer. Now let's look at a part B. They can be tricky, but if you understand the pattern, they're actually pretty simple. So I'm noticing number 10, part B, says which of the following sentences support your answer to part A? This is still about TJ. So I'm going to add to my graphic organizer, this is question 10. I already see from my answers that my teacher has given me that it tells me the best answer is D. So I'm going to add that to my graphic organizer. Now, watch this trick. Since part B questions, like this one here, prove part A questions, all I have to do is copy the best answer. And it says, but TJ stayed at second base and felt that somehow his dreams of pitching in a real game had disappeared. I just have to copy that for my evidence and then show how it supports part A. So let's get to it. So check out what I have so far. The answer is D because, and then I'm quoting the text, which I did not actually even have to go back to the text to find because it was my answer to number 10. But TJ stayed at second base and felt that somehow his dreams of pitching in a real game had disappeared. I copied that exact answer here since number 10 is a part B question. So now all I have to do is explain how it proves the best answer to part A. So I'm going to add that on. I have in my ending quote, and remember this is proving part A. So as I go back to part A says, this is explaining how we know that TJ feels doubtful about baseball. Well, if he feels like his dreams of pitching are disappearing, he's definitely doubting baseball or doubting his feelings about baseball. So I'm going to add that now. The answer is D because, but TJ stayed at second base and felt that somehow his dreams of pitching in a real game had disappeared. It's the right answer because it proves TJ is doubting himself, which is what part A asks. So they go together like peanut butter and jelly, like mac and cheese. So let's put it all together. Number 10, the answer is D because But TJ stayed at second base and felt that somehow his dreams of pitching in a real-life game had disappeared. Proves TJ is doubting himself. So all I had to do is copy down my exact answer from my part B and connect it to how it proves my answer to part A. I copied it from the question, and then I explained how it supported my answer in part A. He feels doubtful. I wrote, TJ is doubting himself. And I could even make that exactly the same words by saying, is proving TJ is doubtful, if I wanted to make it match exactly the question in part A, number 9. So notice how growing readers justify to get points back. So we follow a sentence starter. We use Miss Daniel's answers. We only justify the questions we missed, and we do it by going back to the text and answering using this starter. The answer is blank because. Now guys, on part B questions, we never say things like, it is the best answer because it proves it. That is lazy. So notice I did not model that. If you want points added to your score, we must justify correctly. If you're in the classroom, I'll be there to help you. And if you're learning from home, I believe you can do your best, but I am here if you need me, and I will do all I can to support you.